Talk to me about flight lessons. Not taught yourself, but you got taught to fly a plane.
I did, yeah.
And have you got your pilot's license now?
I do, yeah. I have my pilot's license. Been licensed for about 2 years now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see the Instagram videos and you're flying here and bringing your bike.
For sure.
And flying over there and riding and stuff.
Totally. I mean, it's the perfect tool living on the island. I don't have to take the ferry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I fly up to Pemberton. I keep like a car in Pemberton for the summer and just leave it parked there, and I'll fly to Pemberton and then drive down to Whistler. And it's like, because I think Nanaimo to Whistler is like 5 or 6 hours or something like that with the boat.
Okay.
And it's like an hour if I fly.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty sweet.
And what does gas cost for a plane?
It's about $40 an hour.
So
it's like $80 round trip.
That's way less than it would cost in your vehicle.
Yeah, it's way cheaper than taking the boat. That's for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
And how scary is it flying? Like, you gotta have confidence in yourself, and you can ride a bike fairly well. So I'm sure you could work some controls.
For sure. I mean, probably pilots want you to think otherwise, but flying is really easy. They want to no, it's like super exclusive club. Like, no, it's flying's really easy. It's just like learning about like the air law and weather that are the challenging things for me, at least. Mm-hmm. But it's kind of just like riding a bike. It's like, you're doing berms, like turns in the sky, and yeah, it came pretty naturally to me.
I actually got an opportunity to fly a plane. I don't have my license or anything, but there's a fellow who worked in the oil industry, and he had his own private jet.
Wow. And
he flew me and Jeff Gulovich to Edmonton in his private jet.
Damn.
Quickly. Like, the jet was so fast from Vancouver to Edmonton. But then we took a prop plane from Edmonton to Hinton, where...
Oh, that little bike park thing.
Yeah, the little bike park thing.
Yeah.
And we had a little downhill race, and I announced it, and Gully hung out and was Gully. And we flew faster from Vancouver to Edmonton than it took us to fly from Edmonton to Hinton in the prop plane.
Yeah, sounds about right.
But we're in the prop plane, and I think, was it Hurricks with us? And the pilot, I was in the what's the seat? The seat beside the pilot. He goes, "Hey, you want to fly the plane?" I'm like, "Sure. I don't not want to fly the plane." And he goes, "Hey, does anyone mind if Tippie flies the plane?" And they're like, No. He goes, "Yeah, they said it's fine." And I'm like, "All right." So I'm flying the plane. And what I didn't realize is that when you hit the controls, everything's kind of delayed a little bit.
Sure.
There's like a pause. You have to be very patient. And I was like wanting reaction, right? So I was like, going down and then up and then correcting, and everything was like, nothing, and then it goes, and then I'd correct, and I'd overcorrect, and I'm all over the place.
Oh, yeah.
And then, like, the guys in the back were like, feeling sick. Tippie!
Take back control.
I was loving it. And then at one point, I finally learned to be patient, and then the pilot just picked up, like, a newspaper. And he's reading. He's not even looking.
Just chilling. You have control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I'm flying, and I'm like, hey, there's a storm coming up here. Look at this cloud. There's a dark cloud. And he's like, huh? Oh, yeah, just go like 11 o'clock and just go around that dark part. And he goes back to his newspaper. And I'm like, so I'm flying through gaps in the clouds and stuff. It was crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was super cool.
Yeah, it's like I got the bug for it, just like biking. It's like, it's addicting. I don't know. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. And what plane do you fly?
I have a Cessna 170. So
you have your own plane?
I got my own plane.
Sick.
All the mountain bikers buy Tacomas, but instead of that, I bought an airplane. Same price, to be honest.
Yeah. Better fuel mileage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's sweet. It's a 1956. So she's an old girl.
Do they have names like boats?
Yeah, mine's Old Jenny.
Old Jenny.
Yeah, so it has a generator in it that like powers the electrical system, and it's died on me so many times.
What?
So yeah, I bought it from Saskatchewan, and I've had to fly it back home from Regina to here in Nanaimo in the winter.
Yeah.
And take off, radio dies. I'm like, oh, sweet. I fly into Regina, like call Regina Tower on my cell phone, like, can you hear me? I have a radio failure. Can we come in? And like make it to Regina. I get a new radio put in, take off from Regina. It's like minus 30, middle of winter. And take off from Regina and start flying west towards the Rockies. Fuel starts leaking. Then oil starts leaking.
Jenny!
Yeah. And then we land. There's like fuel and oil all over the side of the plane, but we're in the middle of nowhere. I'm like, what can we do? Whatever. and then fill it up with oil, fill it up with fuel, keep flying, make it to the edge of the Rockies, and land for fuel to fill up one more time, take off, all the electrical system stops working. So no radio, no transponder. So that's like my GPS beacon, no lights, nothing. It's just like dead. And
when you're in the air.
When I'm in the air. So yeah, we had to fly home and my dad lives in Fernie, so we flew from southern Alberta all the way through the southern Rockies with no radio, no electronics, nothing, just like following the highway. We flew to Cranbrook, landed in Cranbrook, borrowed a handheld radio from a dude who we met, super nice guy, and flew all the way back home with just this like sketchy handheld radio.
That's nuts.
So it landed and just everything's broken on the plane. I was like, oh God, what have I done?
Yeah. This ain't no Tacoma. No. Wow. And how do you carry your bike in there? Like, how many bikes can you carry?
Yeah, I take the back seats out and I can carry probably like 3 or 4 bikes, but I got to take the both wheels off.
Take the back wheel off,
yeah,
too?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So it's like a little bit of Tetris getting in there, but I mean, it's not that bad. I used to put the bike in the back of my Corolla and it's the same thing.
Yeah, totally. So where have you gone to go ride your bikes? Where have you flown to other than Pemberton?
Yeah, I've kept it pretty local because it's pretty much been COVID the whole time I've had my pilot's license. Yeah. So flown to Kamloops a few times, Squamish, Abbotsford, Pemberton. I've flown to Calgary a couple times to see family. But yeah, kept it pretty local. But yeah, once COVID chills out, definitely flying down to like Utah and Oregon and Cali and stuff like that.
Super cool.
So that's the plan. That's the dream, at least.
That's awesome.
Yeah.